Good afternoon, beautiful warriors. Happy Saturday and welcome to day 4. Well, IG is telling my followers that they should join. Morning, Coco. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Morning, Miss Mattis. Morning, Yuli. Oh, good afternoon. Is it? Yeah, right. It's afternoon. It's afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies. How are you? Happy Saturday. It's a rainy Saturday in Toronto. It's a little bit meh. But still kind of nice outside, so no complaints. Good afternoon, Roxanne. How are you? Hi, Berkeley. Thank you for joining. Happy Saturday. Hi, Roxy. Thank you, Yuli. I did it myself. I went to Shoppers Drug Mart and I got a L'Oreal kit and decided to, but for some reason it first turns blue, then it starts turning kind of like grayish. Speaking of which, I need a haircut. Good afternoon, Monique. EG, thank you for joining. Hi, Mary May. Thank you for joining. Hi, Naomi. You've got a fan. We have to do a live one day, Naomi. We totally should. Let me know when you're ready. Hi, we take a thank you so much, Roxanne. Thank you. I'm going for a haircut and I've been thinking about what will be my winter look. I usually change up my hair around winter, so we will see. So thank you all for joining. I think we have a few more people joining us on this amazing Saturday. Like I said, it's a bit rainy here in Toronto. Today we're talking about one of my favorite topics. Excellent. Okay, tell her let's set the date and we are going to do it. Oh, this is so cool. I am loving the new IG feature where you can go live with somebody else. I tried it yesterday with Nova, and I cannot wait to try it with more people. Actually, for tomorrow, I hope you've had a chance to see the schedule. Tomorrow we will be talking about relationships. We're talking about relationships, and again, the power of having systems or having something like the planner and how it helps you to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. So for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, today for the past it is 7 days in total, but for the past 3 days, 12:30 every day, join me on IG Live as I take you behind, going a little bit deeper on the new features of the 2018 Success Planner. The Success Planner is a day planner designed with the latest research on neuroscience. All the activities in the planner is designed to help you to cultivate a healthier brain and mind. And it is also built on the scientific pillars of well-being. A lot of people, we scratch our heads. What does it mean to increase my well-being? What does it mean to increase my psychological capital? What does it mean for me to increase my mental and emotional resilience? Well, it means following the activities and the things that we have in here, and not just following it, but using it as a prompt and as a guide to help you to increase, whether it's your self-care habits, whether it's your being present, whether it's increasing mindfulness, and hence the reason why today we're going in a little bit deeper on one of the key features, which is self-care. Self-care can be a word that, good afternoon, 404. Hi, Roger. Thank you, No Stress, for joining. And Plixie Gal, let me know where you're logging in from. Just drop a comment below. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to share around self-care, I feel this whole topic of self-care, I'm going to have to do a whole webinar on it because there's just so much to unpack and uncover. I actually took some of the little things that I do for my own self-care that I will show you in terms of what I do. Hi, Candy. Thank you for joining. Comment y est tout bagay bien cette lycée? Bonjour, ça qu'a fait? Again, as you beautiful warriors know, I am from St. Lucia. We speak French Creole, and I always like to keep my French Creole fresh. So Candy, sorti cette lycée. So moi just dit bonjour Creole. I'm just telling Candy, hello in French Creole. Ça qu'a fait means how are you? No stress. You're from Toronto. Miss Mattis is from Brampton. No stress, girl. I like your handle. No stress. Indeed. Oh boy. And which is when it fell. Ha ha ha. Okay, we're back. Hopefully no more accidents. Let's see. Just stay. Thank you. Okay, would be from Labrie, St. Lucia. Hi, Antonia. My grandparents lived in Labrie, and I am from a tiny little village close to Labrie, called Bus Alaboui. Solange from St. Lucia, Toronto. Hi, Solange. Thank you so much. So we got some Lucians up in here. So nous parlons pas toi, mais nous passons sefa. I can't speak French Creole because nobody will understand what we're saying, but so happy to have all of you here. You're at the Joy Clinic. Amazing. Sounds like you're off to a great day, Roxanne, and which is so fitting for our topic in terms of self-care. And for a lot of us, especially us women, we have been taught to do three things really well: perform, perfect, and please. So we have the science of taking care of others down to a T. And for a lot of us, when we try to move away from something that we have been taught, something that has been ingrained into our essence, into our being, also into the definition of what it means to be a woman, which for most times, a lot of us and society, unfortunately, defines being a woman or being a mother as the ultimate self-care provider, or the person who always gives or takes care of others. What nobody taught us to do in that whole taking care of, the first person who should be in that equation is ourselves. We need to put ourselves at the forefront of taking care of ourselves. And I always define self-care around the whole topic of the oxygen mask theory. And for a lot of you, you've traveled or you have heard of the theory. You have to put your oxygen mask on first before taking care of others. Because what will happen is that you will end up burning out, flat out on the floor, and you will not be able to help others. And the downside of always being the one taking care of others and not giving others the opportunity to learn is that we enable what I call the dependent culture, or we don't teach people how to fish. So it's kind of like you take them to the water, right? We're fishing for them all the time, and when we're gone, they're now standing by the waterside and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to put up their rod, they don't know how to fling it in the water, and they don't even know what to do with the fish when they catch it. So it's very important. Hi, Have Coffee Will Travel, thank you. Unmute Poetic. You're from Brampton. You're writing a blog post right now and recounting. Oh, that is amazing. Please tag me on that, because I'll be writing a few blog posts on from a visible minority perspective, the psychological tax or the emotional tax women of color or people based on the gender, their race, ethnicity go through as well. So yes, so the oxygen mask theory is extremely important, because when we teach people how to feed themselves or how to take care of themselves, we're actually allowing them to create their own self-care, what I call your self-care kit or your self-care box. But most importantly, they create neural pathways in their brain, in their mind, because they're the ones doing it, which will help serve them in the long run. Now, I have some notes here in terms of self-care. And for some of us, sometimes because we can quote unquote do it, we're like, oh, but I'm fine and I'm taking care of all this person. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, but it's okay. There's something that happens for us women where we get disconnected from our bodies. And I can attest to this because it took me a while for me to understand that I needed to slow down and I needed to really listen to Carlin. When I had an experience where my entire left side of my body was totally frozen. Like I would wake up in the morning and I could barely like move my neck. I was like this. You know, like when you wake up, you have a stiff neck. That was me. But I continued to push through it. I didn't stop. I didn't do anything about it. And I am pretty sure I got little reminders or little whispers way before I could not get up from the bed because my whole left side was literally frozen. I'm pretty sure I got little whispers before, but I just pushed through it because that's what we do. We just push through it. We tell ourselves we're okay. We convince ourselves that everybody needs us, and we ignore our own needs. Now, we don't have to put ourselves through the stress. We don't have to put our bodies. We know what happens to our bodies when we're stressed. We may not see it right away, but inside there's lots of damage on our tissues. And again, we are the in terms of heart disease, the highest rate, women, cancer. There are so many different things. There are so many different signs along the way that life sends our way to tell us that, hey, you need to slow down, you need to take a moment, you need to take care of yourself before you take care of others, and we don't. And Pixie Gal, you are right. There are so many signs, Pixie Gal just shared, there are always signs for what we need to do to slow down. We just learn how to read them before we break down. You know, the signs are there, and with really high blood pressure is another one. Thank you, Yuli. So very true. There are so many things. And I usually, when I coach my clients, I tell my clients to think about your self-care in 3 categories. What are some of your physical drains, your mental drains, and your emotional drains? And here's the other thing about self-care. Self-care goes beyond meditation and face mask and green smoothies. Self-care is a holistic experience which should have you checking into the different buckets of your life from a physical perspective, from an emotional perspective, from a mental perspective, from a sexual perspective. Are your needs being met sexually as well? All of that should be a part of your self-care as a woman. And guys too, because I think we have some men on here, and guys as well. So when you look at your physical drains, lack of orgasm. Actually, City Line had a great episode on the fluffy vagina. Can I tell you, I died. Tracy and Dr. Marjorie, head over to City Line after and watch that episode. It talked about menopause, what happens to our bodies, the estrogen, lack of estrogen, and what we need to do to ensure that we have a fluffy vagina. And Tracy reminded us all to go have orgasms because it's actually good for your health and it's good for your body. So we have to think of self-care. And if you haven't been thinking about self-care from a holistic perspective, start thinking about it from that. And that is why in the planner we have, I call it the 5 pillars. We talk about, we look at every week, what are you doing for your under the Thrive Wellness Center? What are you doing for your emotional health, your spiritual health, physically? There's also under the action plan, what are you doing for your financial abundance? What are you doing for your family? What are you doing for your personal needs? What are you doing for your professional needs? And that is why I call the planner as a holistic success, and it's an opportunity for you to redefine success, because our tagline is making time for what matters the most. So if for this week, what matters the most is your health, then give yourself permission to focus on your health, to do something that will help you to get realigned with your best self so that you can continue to serve the people in your life better. And here's the thing about self-care. We try to convince ourselves that we need to take care of others first before we take care of ourselves. But I always say, when you give from a cup that's almost empty, the quality of the care and the presence that you give to others, it's at that empty cup level. And I always ask my client, what kind of care, or what is the quality of the care would you like to give to your loved ones? Do you want to give it from a full cup where you're at your best self, you're in tune with your needs, which means the more in tune you are with your needs, the more in tune you will be with other people's needs. So always think about it that way. And Ayala Van Zandt has a great quote in terms of helping us to just really pause and think about, can we give? And she said, what's in my cup is for me, and what's out of my cup is for you. Meaning, if your cup is empty, if you don't have enough in your cup, you have no business giving anybody anything that's in that cup, because what's in there is for you. You need that fuel for you to go on so that you can continue to make, whether it's good decisions, whether it's tuning into your instinct, to your gut, and for you to know what the next step is for you to get to your next level of greatness. So here are some things, and actually one of the things that you will get as a owner of the 2018 Success Planner, we will have lifestyle guides. And one of the tools we have, let me just pull it up quickly, it's called the self-care checklist. And that self-care checklist is just a quick little exercise to help you to identify from a score of 1 to 10, what are your energy levels at? How are you feeling right now? And for me, when I tune in and I check in with myself, I go to my self-care box, and my self-care box is both virtual and it's also physical as well. And I'm going to show you, beautiful warriors, a few of the things, because depending on where I am, so for example, if it's my energy, or if I need some inspiration, if I am low on my fun and play, right? Peace and quiet, feeling seen or heard. All of this is part of your self-care because it's all about you and your needs and being validated for who you are. My friendships. Do you have toxic friendships and relationships in your life that is zapping your energy and that is taking everything out of you? Your physical appearance. Are you healthy? Are you feeling good after you walk up a flight of stairs? You're feeling loved and appreciated. Are you getting the love that you need in your relationships? And are you giving out more than you're getting? Another area you should score yourself on when it comes to your self-care needs is also your feelings and emotional health. And I call it your me bank account. What is in your me bank account? Your mental and your emotional bank account. Meaning, if my mental and emotional bank account, and I always know when mine is a little bit low, and I use the example for those of you who have attended a goddess circle. I talk about when even my husband breathing irritates the shit out of me. I'm just like, why are you breathing so hard? And I don't know if you guys can feel me. You get to a point where you're like, I can't even look at you right now. Your breath is bothering me. And I know that my bank account is at -0. And sometimes I am not always present or aware enough to realize that I'm depleted because I have trained my brain. I have trained myself. And a lot of people say it. A lot of people are like, oh, but I'm okay. I'm used to, I'm adrenaline junkie and I'm used to just pushing through and go past the pain. No. That's a learned behavior. It's called a habit. Our brain works on system. It works on habit. So once you have created a neural pathway for that particular habit, your brain will easily go there because it knows it. Just the same, we have to create tiny little habits or create a new neural pathway for your self-care needs. And Unmute Poetic said, glad you mentioned sex is taboo. They don't express. Yes, we should not be living up. We are vibrant human beings. And actually, one of my other wellness coaches, my friend Saran, we actually in 2018, we will be doing a goddess circle on sensuality and women owning the pleasure and women owning the fluffy vaginas and women really in order for you to tap into your authentic self, your authentic power, we have to reconnect with ourselves holistically. And that's why for me, I'm saying that for self-care, it's important for you to take a look at all aspects in your life and go beyond just meditating and drinking the green juice. All of that is important, but it goes beyond that. Another area to check for your self-care again is, are you being challenged and stretched? Are you using all of your gifts and your talent? Because if you're not, unconsciously, your conscience, regret weighs tons. There's a little bit extra stress that you're putting on your brain, that you're putting on yourself. You may not be conscious of it because a lot of the things operate on the unconscious level. Your money and finances. Are you being a good steward of your money? Do you honor your money? Do you drop your little change all over the place? Are you filing your taxes on time? And we've all been there. I've been there. I'm now paying more attention to my credit score and to my money, and especially not being in the bank anymore. I don't have this automatic. I had a great system when I was full time. And actually this week, one of my money dates I had written in my planner was to reach out to Ricardo and Gloria are doing some financial literacy classes and information meetups. And I reached out to him talking about that transition from full-time employment where I had a system, the bank would match. So I not just matched my contributions to my RRSP, I had it much higher than that. All little things that I wish somebody told me when I first entered into the bank. But now that I'm self-employed, I don't even know where to start. Right? Because I had a system in place when I was full-time, but now I feel a little bit lost. So I'm reaching out to people I know who know better so that they can help me to start a plan so that I can work on my fluctuating income month over month. Connection to self. I always tell my client, the more self-aware you are in the sense that you should know when a strand of your hair on your arm or on your head is up. This is how connected you need to be to yourself. You should be able to feel the senses on your body. Our brain receives information through all 5 senses. Sense of smell, sense of sight, touch, feel, what's the other one? Touch, smell, sight, taste, right? So if our brain receives information through all five senses, your self-care routine should include all five senses. You need to ensure that when you're taking care of you, and again, and as we think about it in the buckets I mentioned earlier, you should have activities or you should have things in all five senses so that your brain can recognize the prescription, quote unquote, when you are stressed or when you are taking care of your needs. And another area I'll mention again is relaxation and pampering. What are you doing? And a lot of us, we go to our comfort zones because the relaxation and pampering, I go get my nails done, I get a massage. This one is easy. But when it comes to connecting to ourselves or owning our sexual needs or asking for what we want, making sure that we're satisfied in the bedroom and outside of the bedroom, making sure that we're loved and appreciated, having the courage to tell your partner how you want to be loved. A lot of us forget to do that, but that is part, owning your voice and speaking out for what you want is a huge part of self-care because it means that you're honoring yourself where you are. Now, the other thing I'll mention quickly about self-care before I show you some of my little things that I do for myself is that I find, depending on what season you're in, your self-care rituals or activities might change. So it's very important, again, to understand what season you're in. I mean, somebody might be in a season of where they're now in the garden, the harvest is done, they're picking up the apples off the tree. But your season might be the season where you still put in like manure or you still put in water, you're still watering that tree, you're still, pruning it, you're still taking off the weeds. That is okay. Wear the right shoes and clothing for the season you're in. If that person is picking, it means they have a basket. You should not have a basket. You should have a pail of water or a jug of water, or for my Caribbean people who will get it, or a jerry can of water, watering that plant, because it means that you're going to your garden with the wrong tools. That's why for me, part of my self-care is doing the social media detox. And even just today, you guys might have noticed I did not post my daily little thing from word of advice from Ian Levinzen's book because I try not to go on social media first thing in the morning. I want to make sure that I have space and time just for myself and my mental and emotional bank so that I can really start my day with intention. And mute poetic, exactly. Own where you are. This is the only way you can step more powerfully into your full potential and into your authentic power. So that is one. Another thing for self-care, I also have a self-care checklist as well. For those of you who may not know where to start, if you're struggling with starting, it's so important for you to take that time to do the work, to just do the assessment. It will give you, and I always say that a lot of us start doing our self-care when we're stressed, or like for me, the only time I visited the chiropractor, I went to see Dr. Nikesa Remy was when I was in pain. It doesn't have to be that, right? It doesn't have to be when we're at the end or we're on the deathbed or we're in the hospital when we start igniting our self-care routine. You should start your self-care box, and that's an exercise we'll do. Create your self-care box before, at the beginning of the year, and always add things to it. Because depending on where you are, if you might need something that you can do in 5 minutes, or you might need something that you can do in 1 minute, or you might need something that you might be able to take the whole day and do a whole, your money, your sexual needs, your personal needs, your relaxation and self-care needs. But it's important to identify what are the things that I can do, or what are the things I actually enjoy doing. What is my process? What is my system for my self-care needs? So that as life goes on, you won't magically get this huge amount of space in the middle of your day for you to apply your self-care and for you to think about it, because your brain will fail you. But if you train your brain right, by writing down your self-care items or identifying what you need to do, when you need to get it, is as simple as going into your kitchen, opening up a drawer and saying, what's in my financial self-care box? Right, I did say I would have regular review my accounts or talk to my accountant, or I will make sure that my receipts are filed properly. You would just go in that drawer and pull out a routine that serves you based on where you are. And the same thing goes for your sexual needs. The same thing goes for your personal self-alignment needs. Right? If you find that there's too much noise, you need to shut it down. What do you need to do? What do you love doing? Do you like reading a book? Do you need to just go off for half a day? Let your family, your husband know that you just need, and if you can't have a day, again, negotiate. Can I have half an hour? I have another friend who's a mom. She has 3 kids, and she's like, I steal my time. As much as sometimes I follow in the bathroom, she's like, I go to the bathroom, I lock myself in, even if I don't want to use it, so I can get that 5 minutes to myself. Because sometimes all you can do is 5 minutes. That's okay. And it's important to continue to try every single day. And when you don't hit your target, forgive yourself, write yourself a permission slip to try again tomorrow, and try tomorrow. It's as simple as that. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Diabetes to Nutrition is asking, how about single moms? Any advice for single moms on the group? Feel free to chime in, share some of your self-care. I don't have all the answers. I will share with you some of what I know and what I've learned, but it's important. Another thing I've learned is to say no. For single moms, one thing that I can suggest, I'm not a single mom. I can't give you a single mom advice, diabetes to nutrition, but what I can say is that ask for help when you need it. If you're part of a group or your friends in your circle, if you need 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just 20 minutes, somebody to look after your baby, probably connecting with other moms who might be able to help with the children so you can have a few minutes for yourself. And like I said, take a look at what are some of the things that you can do. That's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, sometimes 30 seconds. Breath is very important. That's why in the Success Planner, we are adding some mandatory things that you have to do, right? Mandatory things that you have to do so that you are not emotionally hijacked, and we add all this extra stress on our body. Is drinking the water, is taking the deep breath, really connecting down to the earth. And I will share with you for the Success Planner, here are some tips that we added on here. Yes, Yuli, preparing the tools before it happens, it's key to ensuring that you have a successful self-care system or toolbox in place. And I will now share with you some of the suggestions that we have added in the 2018 Success Planner. Oh, Have Coffee Will Travel said that one of her best self-care is having a cleaning lady come in every 2 weeks. That is great. Keep sharing the suggestions, ladies. That's extremely important. For some of my self-care, like I said, the brain receives information on all 5 through all 5 senses. Beautiful warriors, hence the reason why it's important that your self-care routine varies and you have things for all 5 senses. Again, eating healthy, it's good because and again, I'm not a nutritionist. We will have somebody to talk more about the superfoods, but having superfoods, because for a lot of us, we don't always eat healthy, I say snack healthy. If at least you can eat healthy, snack healthy. So just getting this from Eat It Forward, and I love the mission of Eat It Forward because they also donate food to food banks here in Canada. It's run by Miranda, Julie Black. I got to learn about Miranda through Julie Black, and Julie Black is part of my whole spiritual self-care. When I do need, we're a part of a group for the Purpose-Driven Life, reciting Bible verses. We lean on each other. We send each other different videos to help strengthen our purpose-driven life. So that's part of my spiritual self-care. And Miranda, I got this box of superfoods from her. So this one, those goji berries are so good. I don't have candy in the house. And it's not because I'm like, candy's bad. I just find that I don't need it. What I do is that I get yummy snacks that I can eat. And those are really sour. It reminds me of tamarind balls. For those of you from the Caribbean, you know tamarind balls. And again, this is nice and bitter when I want some chocolate. They're cocoa nibs. So I snack healthy. Let me just go back to what we're adding in the 2018 planner. I am so excited for this, and you won't believe it. This came about from my graphic designer Sophie. Sophie updated the 2018 planner. We're talking about deliverables for the week, and for me, with everything with the planner, I always ensure my energy is right even before I send feedback on something, because I want, when you beautiful warriors receive this journal, everything is just amazing for you, from the energy that went into it, the dedication and the love. And actually, Sophie was having we don't call it a breakdown, but she was having a rough week. She was really stressed. She was sick. And I told her, Sophie, you have to take better care of yourself. Here are some things you can do. Forget about the deliverable for today. Let's redefine. And that's what I love about the planner. And I really want you, beautiful warriors, to take the tagline of the planner, making time for what matters the most, to heart. It is a planning system. It's a thinking system. Because if you have, let's say, a deliverable for you to, I don't know, do the laundry today or write a blog post or go to the supermarket and your kid is sick, or your husband is sick, or you're not feeling well, you have the power to redefine success, to redefine your deliverable for that day, and to choose something else. We put ourselves through the stress and pressure when we try to attain something that is no longer attainable. So I always encourage my clients, and I'm encouraging you as well, to use those self-care tips in the 2018 Success Planner. These are some suggestions on here. We try to vary it to ensure that, again, you have different suggestions from a 5 senses perspective. Just give me 1 second. From a 5 senses perspective. So, for example, take an Epsom bath, again, connection, going back to the scientific pillars of well-being, happiness, and prosperity. Dr. Martin Seligman on his Perma, he talks about having positive relationships. It's important to spend time with people who pour into you, who increase your energy. A quick tip in terms of how to know your ratio of negative or toxic relationship versus positive. Pay attention to your energy to people that you interact with on a daily basis when you speak to them, whether it's on the phone, whether it's in person, and rate your energy level. Do you feel alive? Do you feel happy? Do you feel like, I'm ready for what's next? Or do you feel a little bit depleted? Do you feel like somebody just sucked the life out of you? Being aware of your energy around certain people is the first step to you eliminating or identifying toxic relationships in your life. Okay, so say no more often. Say no is part of self-care. A huge thing I did this year, which helped me a lot, is slowing down. And by that I meant I cut down a lot of the projects or the things I was pursuing, and slowing down for me is a form of self-care because it meant I had more time to myself to relax and to do things that really matter to me. Connecting with nature is key. Again, scented candle, enjoying the aroma of that. I love my incense. It's one of the things that I do every morning. It really helps ground me. It really helps me to just breathe and slow down and step forward in with intention. Get physical. We've all talked. We all know the benefits of sweating and ensuring that we get moving. I won't go to lots of brain benefits. I won't go into full details. If not, we won't end this live stream. Wake up early and watch the sunrise. Sense of sight. Again, focus on the beauty that's around you. There's tons. Go for a walk in the park or go for a walk. Buy yourself some beautiful flowers and really take a look at the colors. Indulge in it. This one is important. Create a joy file with your happiest memories. Because of the brain's negativity bias, again, beautiful warriors, we've talked about this, and I know you are going to get sick and tired of me talking about it. But it's important for you to program your brain for success by ensuring that you have strategies in place that will counter the brain's natural default system, right? So create a joy file and make sure that you revisit this joy file. Your brain will always have negative experiences and thoughts for you. It is up to you to ensure that you go in and you make a conscious effort to review your positive ones. Indulge with a guilty pleasure, right? What is that one thing that you love doing that makes you feel naughty? Do it. Take a day completely off social media. Extremely important. And these are only, write a letter to your younger self. Turn your bathroom into a mini spa. Talk about what ails you. Getting off your chest the things that are bothering you is extremely important, because when you keep that negative thought or experience in your head, it festers and it grows into something much bigger. Express yourself creatively. Drop a task. A project, like I said, doing this year was extremely important for me. I also stopped pouring into people I felt where that whole toxic relationship, or I wouldn't necessarily say toxic, but the energy zappers. There were certain people I felt like I was because I was aware of their potential of what they could do, I was really pouring into them. Oh, here's what you can do. Oh, look at this. Here's that. And I felt so drained after dealing with those people because they weren't ready or they weren't where I thought they could have been. So I stopped and I pulled back from a lot of friendships that really wasn't serving me as well. Ground yourself. Feel the sensation of just something, again, as simple as that. In your home, you can do it at your home. It's great to do it in nature, even more benefits. Take yourself out. Put your freaking dress on, as Beyonce would say. Look in the mirror and really see the woman who is looking back at you. See her. Look at her eyes. Trace her eyes. Trace her eyebrows with your eyes. Write her a love note. Again, doing the I am powerful. The affirmation card is something I actually have in my bathroom as well. And these are just some. There are so many we couldn't put them in the planner. And what we're suggesting for every item, because coloring as well is like yoga for the brain. So here's another thing, my coloring book. When I'm feeling a little bit overly stressed, I go in there and I color. I just allow my brain to just be. And again, beautiful warriors, I think I've shared this before. You don't have to color the whole mandala right away. And I actually put, because that was a way for me to train myself. I have 2 dates when I completed this. I started it, and every day I would just color one little section. That's it. And that's enough. Tiny steps. Your new self-care habits will start with tiny little steps. You do not need to do a huge overhaul. It's not possible. You will set yourself up for more stress if you do so. And in the 2018 planner, what we're saying is that you color the box for each item completed. So as you complete a self-care item, just color that particular box. So at the end of the year, we can look back and see, how did you take care of you? Because I need you to. Because when we are at our optimal best self, beautiful warriors, your biggest ideas and your bold designs will come out. You will know how to collaborate better. You will know how to take care of your children better. You will know how to be a better mother, a better wife, because you are at the best version of yourself. That is how you become a better mom. That is how you become a better wife. This is how you become a better husband, by taking great care of yourself and ensuring that you use all your gifts, every single gift that you have, to the full potential. Okay, so this I expect to see for all of you, if you're 2018 plan, I expect to see this page colored. Fully. Thank you, Mauve Canvas. And here's what you'll love as well, Mauve Canvas. Here's another thing that we did in the 2018 planner. We also added, because we know we get it, life happens. We added, I'm not sure what month this one is on. There you go. As you use your planner and you do your critical items for the day, we also have little reminders here within the planner as well. So just in case you forgot, you can get a little reminder throughout the month as well. And other things that I love as part of my self-care, you ladies, beautiful warriors, you know about this book. I've had this book for over a decade. Actually, look what happened. I brought it with me from the Caribbean to Toronto. It actually split in half. I've had it for quite a while. I read this every morning as part of my setting my intention and filling my day with positive words and affirmations. These are some of my favorite books as well. Same thing. Again, you see this. I have those books from since when I was in St. Lucia. When did I get this one? Oh, in 2000. I've had this book for 17 years. And again, I'm a writer. I like to write in my books and highlight. These are some of my favorites. Recently, actually, I am in love with poetry. I'm learning to read more poetry, and this is one of my favorite, Rupi. Actually, we're doing a new bookmark for 2018. For those of you who if you've ordered your planner, you will be getting a free bookmark in there. I know. I'm so excited for you to get your planner. Of course, brain tools, training your brain for positive thoughts, the 365 affirmation. We are revamping it. You'll be getting a new version of this for next year. Really, really excited for that. Again, sense of scent. I love candles. I also love pretty candles too. So this one I'm not lighting because it's so pretty. But another one of my favorite candles is from Atma Things. I love Jessie. I love her brand. This is the Sweet Serenity It smells so good. I wish you could smell it. And with all her candles and her products, I also love her moon butter. Going back to touch, going back to again the five senses. I choose products and things that I really love, that I enjoy. So even if I don't have time to do a full self-care, just through the products and the things that I choose, I am also putting myself into a space of I'm being more intentional as I rub the lotion on my body, the moon butter on my body. You ladies know I do my lemon water every morning. What I also do is that I smell the lemon, and I also put the lemon on my face as a mask. And I also love, that's my lip balm. What else? Raluca is also another Canadian brand I love. I use this, and her products are all natural and organic, like Jessie. I don't do baths as much as I would like to, but at some point I will. Got those beautiful stones from Jessie. Again, you could light it as well. Love note, writing myself a love note, or writing my husband a love note. And I have this little emergency kit from Sage. I really, really love it. For peppermint, sometimes I have a headache, or I just need to boost up my energy. I use my Sage oils as well. What else? These are some of my everyday things that I do. Oh, this, beautiful warriors, I've actually been doing this for a couple of years. I don't know, for some of you who have listened to me on SoundCloud, I do have a podcast on SoundCloud, which I need to revisit. So hopefully I can update it moving forward. But this I call my God box. And basically what it is that kind of like the Joy box or the Brilliance box. I have another box in my Brilliance box. This one is my God box. In there I have, whether it's a letter I wrote to God about something I'm struggling with, or in some cases it's a love letter that I wrote to Carlin. Okay, this one was somebody, I prayed on behalf of somebody to protect them. That was in 2013. What else? I wrote, so this, I really love these. I don't think I've ever showed this one before. What does this one say? This was a love letter I wrote for Carlin. And 7 years ago, December 9th, dear Carlin, I would like to let you know I love you as you move ahead and accomplish the goals and the dreams you have set before you. I promise to adore, cherish, and support you in all that you do. I won't beat up on you and will encourage you always. Stay focused. Hugs from me. So, and it doesn't have to be any fancy papers, beautiful warriors. I mean, at the end of the day, just choose a box, write a love note, something that I did every year. With the Sister Talk founding members, we have end of year circles where we come together and we talk about our intentions for the year moving forward, and we pass this love note around. So that was mine for what is my theme word for the year, which, you know, in the Success Planner, you get to choose your theme word for the year. And we pass it around, and every sister writes you a thought. Every sister writes you a supporting word. This is something that you can do with your girls as well, beautiful warriors. When you bring your girlfriends together as a way of really tightening up and solidifying and improving on your relationship, be of more service to each other, etc., etc. But so this is my God box, my love note box. I don't use it as often, but I do write it when I remember to go in. This is it in a nutshell. This was the I feel like I gave you so much information. I hope I didn't overwhelm you, you beautiful warriors. But that's just a sneak peek. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. My self-care routine is not necessarily perfect. I have gotten better with understanding my needs and not allowing my body to cramp up on me. Not only have I gotten better with identifying when I need, whether it's something on my physical health, well-being, or my financial well-being, or my sexual well-being, or how I want to be loved. It's also having the courage to have the conversation. So my husband and I, we do have the tough conversations. Is it uncomfortable? Is it comfortable? No. But we have to do it. And that's why it's important for you to, in order for you to get to a holistic self-care practice that serves you, I think the first step is to get your self-love game up. Because the more you love yourself, I always ask my clients, what would you do for somebody you love? What? That person, think of that person that you love with all your heart, unconditionally. What would you do for them? Anything, right? I want you now to replace that person with yourself. And I want to ask you, what are you willing to do for yourself to ensure that you live your best life and you do your best work before you exit this earth? What will your obituary look like? What will be on there that wasn't there last year? How did you update it? If your obituary is not updated every quarter or every year, it means you're not doing something right. You are not living your best life. You're not. And I'm going to keep it real with you. And that's why on November 12th, we have the date. I am doing a half-day life strategy, my bold life strategy session for only 7 to 9 women. I can't go above that. As a matter of fact, one spot is already saved. We are going to go in. We are going to go in and give you strategies, actionable strategies. I am going to give you all the tools, not just the tools that I use, but tools that is based on science, proven success principles that you can apply in your life. And we are going to hold you accountable as well. And you're going to walk into 2018 with a plan that is built for you, that is customized for you, that will help you succeed and help you write an obituary that you will be proud of. 100%. Yuli, how do you get your husband to want to have those conversations? I get him to want to have it by first getting comfortable with myself having it. So I have the self-talk with Carlin first. It's very important going into conversations with our loved ones to ensure that we are going to it because we know that we are worthy of whatever we're asking for. I find that helps takes down the self-blame and the whole because sometimes it could come out, the person might think that they're doing something wrong, but it's not about doing something wrong. I always approach it from here's what I need. I would like more of, right? I would like more of this. And actually we came across this game called The End, which really helps with the hard conversations. It's really good. We actually have we haven't done it for the past 2 Fridays, but that has since become our little Friday game where we ask different questions. And the questions in that game, it's really personal. Some of them I'm like, do I even want to know the answer? Right? It has questions like, how would you rate our sex life? What would you want more of? Or no, it's a really good game and I like that. So that is a great precursor to having those little conversations as a game. That's it, beautiful warriors. That was it for self-care and fun. And again, have fun. Have unscheduled fun. Yes, you do have to schedule fun in. If not, you won't have it. Especially if you have a brain that is not designed, or you're not somebody who usually have fun, right? So ensure that you do that, and you also connect with people who are very spontaneous as well, because they will help push you out of your comfort zone. November 12th, it's a VIP mastermind experience. It will be downtown in a luxurious, whether it's a hotel or a space, we'll let you know. For those of you who sign up, you will have 5 hours with me, and there is some pre-work. You are going to also have your customized self-care kit box as well, which is also going to be part of your leadership toolkit for 2018 with the tools that you need for you to live your best life. It's called The End Game. Let me see if I find it, Yuli. Okay, give me 1 second. How do I put this so it doesn't fall? Let me see if this stays here. Let me see if I find it. Give me 1 second, beautiful warriors. I'll be right back. Yes, I found it. Okay, there it is. Let me switch my view so I can show you this. So if you go to their website, Yuli, you'll be able to get it. Let me see if I find the website. And like I said, the questions are they're very intimate. They're difficult questions, which I love. Right? And we just pick one, we shuffle it. And we play the game. We ask each other the question. Is it uncomfortable? Yes, but we're now creating a new neural pathway in our brains. And we also give each other the chance for us to have courageous conversations. Because spending a lifetime with your husband or that person that you love, you will come into moments in your relationship when your elephant story comes out, or when you're stressed and you may not answer the way you're supposed to answer. And which is why one of the things we'll be tackling in our half-day VIP mastermind is taking a look at emotions, taking a deeper, closer look at our emotional brain. And what are some of the tools, down to phrases and questions and things that you can use and say so that you can engage your partner or your mom or your dad in a more strategic way. So this is it. I am going to head out now. I actually have a meeting with a client. We are going over her emotional intelligence. Oh gosh, it's 1:30 report. So I need to get out of here. But thank you so much. It's a deep game. Yes, girl, it's a deep game, but it's good. And start with baby step. You can just start with one. It's a very, very good game. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, you can order your 2018 Success Planner. Don't just get a planner for yourself. Get a planner for somebody else so they can be on that journey with you and they can continue to encourage you. Get a planner for your whole team. And it's not just about the planner. If you already have a planner, because I know the Success Planner, it's intense, but it is very actionable and doable because, like I said, we use the neuroscience of how the brain likes to receive information through chunking. That is why there are sections for weekly, there are sections for daily, and we have put the prompts in there for you. Here are the categories, the 5 categories: family, financial, all of that. So just get it. I've done the research for you. I've done all the study. Oh, actually, I wanted to show you one more thing. Oh my gosh, it just came today. Okay, and then I'm gone, for real. It came this week. I am so excited. Let me just show you quickly. This is here. Oh, how can I open it? So excited! It came in the mail. Yay! It's here! My neuroscience coaching certification. The neuroscientist who taught my course is Shante Jovan Taylor. She's amazing. Really, really, really love her. It's here. I'm so excited. Yay. Yeah. Again, you guys know my problem. I live in a condo though. Now it's to find a spot to put it. And it also came with, look, a golden braid. I am so geeking out right now. So geeking out. Yes, I'm geeking out, guys. Yeah, I'm a nerd. But thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. We're talking about relationships. So join me tomorrow at 12:30. Mwah. Continue to let your inner greatness shine. The world is a better place because of who you are. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful weekend. See you tomorrow.